Hello everyone, my name is Julia. I'm a certified Montessori teacher and I'm a mum of a 14-month-old named Isaac and a stepmom to an 8-year-old named Asher. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some Montessori dollar store hacks, a couple of DIY suggestions for babies and toddlers. I think I might make this a part 1 because I think I have more ideas that I either have done way back when or I'm planning to do in the future. And I would like to do a Michael's DIY as well, because between Michael's and the dollar store, I have created or made or adapted most of the materials that Isaac has used since he's been born. If this type of content is up your alley, I would love for you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be alerted whenever I make a new video. These dollar store hacks will cover a variety of areas, from practical life to very specific Montessori developmental materials. Okay, so the first types of objects that I would highly recommend you look for is any sort of box that can be something to work on object permanence or posting. I have a few examples that I have used with Isaac and that I continue to keep so that I can adapt them, including a very simple little wooden box that my husband drilled this hole into, but that is easily liftable, plastic containers for any sort of posting or practicing latch opening as well. This drawer I found in a dollar store and I use it for posting little wooden discs. You can even use a wooden Kleenex box if you've tried a Kleenex box for object permanence, but it's been quickly destroyed, as what I found. So a wooden Kleenex box for posting or for some sort of ball rolling object permanence, and you can find one with a removable bottom as well. The next thing that you can look for to go along with object permanent boxes or posting kind of containers are dowels and balls. The dollar store is full of various wooden craft dowels of various thicknesses, and you may have seen in an earlier video of mine, Isaac was using these dowels for a posting exercise with a metal and utensil holder. And you'll find that even just these little plastic golf balls will fit into many of the objects that you purchase from the dollar store as well. You can also get a little creative and find things that are kind of already prepared for posting. So I found this, for example, this was in the gardening section. It already had a hole and these skinny dowels fit it really, really well. So I've cut some in half, and this is now a new posting activity for Isaac, along with the fine motor skill of removing the lid. Other things that you can buy that you can then glue very easily are Velcro pieces. So I've used Velcro in quite a few of the materials that I've made for Isaac because he really enjoys the force that is needed to rip things apart. If you go to the kitchen section of any dollar store too, you will find all the utensils and cutlery and kitchen practical life things that are toddler sized or baby sized for you to provide for your baby. But a couple of creative ways in which you can use kitchen supplies for other things is, for example, taking an egg cup and then finding a rubber egg or plastic egg for the egg in a cup activity. You can also use containers for stacking or for the fine motor development, as Isaac has really enjoyed doing that as well. And look through the jars and the spice racks, because you may find containers and sizes or shapes of things that are perfect for your dining room practical life shelf, or for smelling bottles, or for storing art supplies, that kind of thing. Very, very cheap alternatives to going and getting basically the same thing, just maybe from an art store that's going to cost a little bit more. And other things that you can look for in the dollar store too, those 3D animals. Ironically, out of all the places that I had looked for 3D animals, the dollar store has not only some of the biggest ones, but I'm very picky when I look for the animals because I do want them to be as proportionally sized as possible. So I have found that out of all the places I've looked for, the dollar store has been one of the few places to have a set of animals that are all proportional in size. So meaning, for example, like the elephant would be much bigger than a lion in the same set. Other things you can look for in a dollar store include various objects to practice fine motor skills, such as zippering and taking on and off lids. And finally, the dollar store sometimes will provide many interesting opportunities to find or make musical instruments. One of the very first musical instruments I ever made for Isaac was I took this egg, which was, I think, like in the party section, and it was something you could put in a grab bag. I literally just took out whatever was inside it, and I put a couple of pasta pieces in there. Oh my goodness, crows, come on. Okay, there's a ruckus with the crows outside. I don't know what's going on. Cats talking about. Anyway, I'm going to continue despite the ruckus outside. Some pasta pieces which are uncooked and which he's not able to bite through. And I just put them in and it's become a little shaker. And I've even seen those foam floor mats as well as yarns and other artsy craftsy stuff that can be used for color presentations or color sorting. Okay, that's all I have for today to share with you. Again, some of the fun is in the thrill of the hunt, so I've spent quite a bit of time walking through the aisles of dollar stores and of Michael's too, and between the two I have managed to make or create many of my own variations of the Montessori materials, which can save you a bunch of money, and sometimes you don't need to do anything special to them, but sometimes you do need to get a little creative and put some elbow grease in there, but that's the fun of it too. It is my intention to make a part 2, but more Michael's focused, although I will probably think of other things, as I mentioned earlier in the video, that will come from the dollar store as well. And I would love to make a thrift store one, although I don't know in how many countries in the world thrift stores have reopened again. But for now, I will say that honestly the best thing that you can find in the thrift stores, that's the cheapest, are baskets. The baskets to hold materials. So if you are going to venture out into a thrift store for anything at this point, I would stick to finding baskets or storage containers for the materials that you have. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for joining me for this video, and I hope I've given you some inspiration. Stay tuned for the next one. In the meantime, stay safe, stay sane, and thanks for watching.